You're my baby, you don't be another late night. If work 8 hours.
To the Senate committee. And this thing went through lightning fast. We watched it from our offices here in Northern Virginia. We watched the votes. Then it got kicked back out. Then we watched it again. Then it got signed. So they changed the law with very little pushback from Republic. They did want to negotiate one part of that. Changed the law for the whole state of Boise. I mean, for the whole state of Idaho. And now our guy is flourishing here, right? We got 20 locations around the country. I'm from upstate New York. I sold my first dumpster rental business in 2006. Came down here, and I don't know if you know who we are. We're in Houston, we're in San Antonio, and we're in Rio Grande Valley in Texas. So our franchisees in Texas are serious business owners. We try to franchise with some people that have a little bit more business sense anyway. Right?
Sure.
And one of them is a huge contractor, owns several hotels down in the Rio Grande Valley. The other one in Houston owns a 75-year-old boiler distributor company and dump store. So they've got hundreds of employees down there. They've got connections. So this all started when one of them couldn't work in Brownsville. And that was not supposed to be the way, so down in the valley. So he got me with this congressman, because he's buddies with the congressman down there. We all kind of looped in together. They were saying that that's one of the easiest ways is to sue Brownsville, right? But I know one got overturned, right? So I do know they'll sue Brownsville for not letting me work there because it's a place to work, all of the above. So now we're meeting next week with what was a sitting attorney general for Texas, and he's an attorney, to see what his approach is. But I just think you guys have gone pretty far with this. Maybe there's a collaborated effort that we can help push versus start a totally different place in South Texas.
Right. Yeah.
That's all. So I just figured I'd give you a call and kind of give you a heads up.
Gotcha. I don't know how far I didn't even know until recently that this almost passed here in our Senate last year. There already was a bill that was presented in one of my last videos. I can send it to you. I talk about it a little bit more, but it was.
I seen it. The 12. Yeah, I seen it.
So it's the HB 1227, whatever. Yeah. My understanding is, and I just can't get a hold of the senator though, unfortunately, and I'm gonna just keep trying. But my understanding is that if he stays in Congress, if he gets reelected. Because they can only do the they can only present it every 2 years. So 2027 now is the next time that apparently they can change legislation. So in 2027, if they present it again, that hopefully it'll pass. But what we really need to do is just kind of like let him know that now there's a lot of us that are pushing this bill and they're going to be standing behind it. Because again, I didn't know anything about it before, and apparently there was only like 2 for and about 20 that were against it, including the major cities. So the more that we can make some noise about it, that's the only thing that I know that I can do is just make as much noise about it as I possibly can to get more people behind it. If that bill passes, and that's a whole statewide thing, it's not because suing one city is not going to help. I mean, if
they said it would set precedents, and these guys are attorney generals. These guys are one of them. They were a sitting attorney general for Texas.
Well,
so.
But like you said, it's already been overturned once. So the precedence, I think, is already like, I'm no lawyer,
I know, I get it. So the precedence is that they're going to be able to overturn it, or they're going to reference that case and say, for this reason. First of all, the biggest thing they did is manipulate the word MSW, because MSW is municipal. It's not construction debris,
right?
But now all of a sudden it is,
right?
And so that what I would say is one of the biggest recognition failures they had. But how many people do you think? Because here's our thought: is we either hire this attorney that specializes in this and was an attorney general for Texas and everything else. That's what we were going to do. And let him go at it. So if you can give me the senator's name, I'm sure he knows them. He's, all the above. So maybe we can join the fight from a different aspect.
Right. Gary Gates is the representative's name. He's a rep for Austin, I believe, but obviously, like, he's the one that only one needs to submit the bill, and it's for the entire state.
And that's what happened in Idaho. You familiar with I mean, we watched the proceedings. Our guy was there with our, talking to the Senate committee, the whole thing. It was pretty cool event.
How long was the process from the point that you guys first got a hold of him? Oh, that's pretty quick.
Oh yeah, it was amazingly quick. Yeah, we didn't think it was going to happen. We were going to let the guy just kind of shut down. But I mean, here's the thing in Texas. The good part about Texas is it's so many city propers, right? So
right.
There's so many areas you can work, but it's bullshit that you can't work in the other areas.
Technically, almost at least in North Texas, every tiny little city, for the most part, has a franchise agreement. It's just whether or not they enforce them. Like I'm here in Waxahachie, Red Oak, Lancaster, DeSoto, all these small towns, all these small cities. I mean, there's some that are less than 100,000, less than 50,000 people. Even they have exclusive franchise agreements. It's just they don't enforce it.
So we were in Dallas for a minute, and the problem with Dallas is it's always been known. North of Dallas, west of Dallas, or east of Dallas was a son of a gun, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't really want to fight that fight. But Houston, we only get told once in a while, but it's not that enforced in Houston, and there's a lot of competition there.
Yeah.
The Valley, McAllen, Texas is the only one doing it right. They charge the fee, but you have to charge it. Anyone can charge it. It's still ridiculous, but it is a city tax in McAllen, so at least they allow you to pay it.
Right. So part of the bill is that it also limits the franchise fee to 2%. So none of that, like, I know Fort Worth wanted to charge me like 9%. There's some cities around here that charge 15%, like Garland, I believe. Garland or, is it Garland, McKinney? One of those two up there. They charge 15%. Gross, not even, obviously it's gross revenue, and then on top of that they charge 15% at the landfills too. So it's your tonnage and your dumpster.
And that's ridiculous for the consumer, but as for a hauler, you should all be on the same playing field.
Right.
I mean, that's more of a consumer issue, which I think is absolutely horrific. But at least you're on the same playing field as other haulers if everyone's getting charged that.
Correct. It just makes accounting a nightmare if you wanted to sit there and every single city has their own rules and stuff like that. But to say blanket across the board, they can only charge no more than 2%. I mean, yeah, I wish that would have passed. But that's what we're hoping for. But yeah, I mean, whatever, if we can get together, this is my cell phone number.
Okay.
You guys talk to them. Whatever works out. I mean, I just suggest if we can just stay in communication and contact from now on, and just kind of compare notes and see, whichever route takes us to where we need to be at. I'm all for.
Absolutely. So, and the difference between us and some of the other franchises, well, we're franchising coming from the waste world, where some of these guys are franchising coming from the brand building franchise world, and so we care about the industry more than brand builders do, right?
Sure.
So anyway, we're keep plugging along here, man. It was great to talk to you. I look forward to seeing what we can do. If you could just text me that senator's name, that'd be awesome.
Okay, sounds good. And yeah, if there's money that needs to be behind it or whatever, if we got to put together some sort of organization or I don't know, something, I'm sure there's a lot of guys that are willing to jump in and be a part of it to try to fight this thing. So yeah, sounds good. I'll text you right now.
All right, man. Yeah, take care, man.
Thank you.
Okay,
see ya.
Bye-bye.
Interesting. Oh, I see it now. All right, we are here at a huge, I think this is a data center. They've got a bunch of dumpsters here. And they only got one of ours. Love to get all these other dumpsters. Man, that would be a nice contract. They got ours all back here, all by its lonesome and stuff. All sad. If I had to get 100 more cans for this place, I would. It's a little like flat ground where it's going to go, but we'll make it flat. At least there's no sidewalks out here. Looks like it's pretty good, right? Almost like I've done this before. Alright, let's check this real quick. Alright, and so people always ask too whether or not truck or trailer. I think we kind of went over this a little bit. Ooh, they dirtied the crap out of this one. Truck or trailer? Question of choice. Everybody always asks. And like I've always said, you can make money with either one. As long as you know how to make money. You can make money. Dang. This looks old though. That's rusted. Somebody took a forklift right to that thing. That is an undocumented damage to my dumpsters that Daniel has never told me about because I didn't know about that one. That's what happens when you don't touch all your cans like you used to back in the day. So I started off with a trailer. It really just depends on you, where you currently are financially. It depends on where you want to go. Is this a side hustle to you? Is this going to be a long-term business? To me, if it's a long-term business, skip the trailer. And I sell them. So that means a lot, right? I think. But if you're just testing out the waters, if your budget is tight, if you want to see if it's going to work in your area, well, a trailer's not too bad either. A trailer is a very, very good option. And some guys just stay with trailers, and that's fine too. It just really depends on you personally. What kind of truck, if you get a roll-off truck. Talked about pickup trucks, but would I go international? Would I go Mack? Would I go Kenworth? Would I go with whatever makes the most sense to my bank account at the time. All these trucks are pretty good. There are some that are more expensive than others. I probably would stay away, me personally, from Volvos, just because I know those parts are pretty expensive, they say, or whatever. Internationals are going to be your least expensive when it comes to parts, in my opinion. There are people that have full fleets of Western Stars. I love the look of a Western Star. I have no issues getting one of those. I'm not really loyal to any one truck. I do like the Kenworth, don't get me wrong, but it all depends on what's available at the time when I'm looking, to be honest with you. I'd rather get a Cummins engine, of course, or Detroit engine. Off we go. It's that simple. Oh, I take a picture. Been so long, I don't even remember what I'm supposed to be doing here. We're doing all the way around. We used to just do the front. I don't want to get all four corners, just for that reason of damage alone. All right, let's go. This one might be a little heavy.
Join us for our market. I need you to crash.
5.85 tons in a 30 yard. Not too shabby. Not too heavy. Not too light. I'll take it. All right, we're interrupting our regularly scheduled programming to bring to you the new trailer, the new inventory here at American AF Trailers. I've got a brand spanking new 2026 Cougar Manufacturing 16K GVWR trailer, 14-foot rails. This thing is a bad boy, let me tell you. So first and foremost, it is standard rail, electric winch, 18-ply tires, electric tarp, remote control, what else? LED lighting, you name it. This bad boy is ready to go. I can sell it as an individual trailer right here by itself, or we can include it in the package deal with dumpsters as well. Manufactured from Keystone. No up mark. We don't mark anything up here. What you pay is what you would pay directly from the manufacturer. So absolutely a beast of a trailer. I would highly recommend if you're just getting started into the industry, or if you want an inexpensive backup to your guys' cable trucks. So you've got the tie down C-channel lockers in the back, the rear lockers, but you also have the straps as well for those of you guys who may have other dumpsters that don't have the locking tabs on the dumpsters themselves. Make sure you give us a call. Check us out, www.americanaftrailers.com. All right, back at the shop, we got one 30-yard in stock in case somebody calls. That's all we got. Well, then 120 over there, 220s, and 2 or 3 15s. Don't think Daniel's bringing anything back empty either. But yeah, so if you talk about when we're talking about trailers, I know we talked about trailers a little bit before. We have trailers in stock here, usually 1 or 2 or 3 at a time, specific roll-off trailers. So as far as roll-off trailers, what I would recommend, obviously number 1 is going to be a Cam Concept hook lift trailer if you wanted to go hook lift. The hook lift trailers are really, really convenient when you want to scale on the hook lift side of things down the road. And then for trailer wise, you either have like cable pull trailers. You have basically two styles of cable pull. You've got reeving system and winch, or a electric. A reeving system would be something like the Keystone trailer. We still got 40. We got some more work to do. Come on, homie. And I missed. Good night. There goes an edit.
You suck.
Josh.
You suck, you jackass.
Why don't you shut the hell up?
He was always trying to make fun of somebody.
You suck.
There we go. Alright, so we were talking about reeving trailers. So gas-powered reeving trailers. You have Keystone. You've got Evolution Welding, I believe, does reeving trailers. And then the winch system, just the electric winch. Other than the proprietary systems, you've got Cougar Manufacturing that does standard rail, and that's what I would highly recommend if you're going to go standard rail, or to go standard rail if you're going to go either cable or hook lift. And as far as hooks, a lot of people always ask me which hook system do I like most. Do I like Palfinger, Stellar, Swap Loader? Personally, when people call and they want suggestions for what style they should go with as far as their trailer, a hook lift trailer, I just recommend the Swap Loader because it's usually, it seems to me, the most popular one in the smaller hooks. When it comes to like the big hooks, I like my Palfinger, but the problem is you've got different sizes, or you know, they're different as far as where the locking tabs go. Gotta bend that. We should bend that thing back. I think I got my handy dandy tool right here. I don't know what the hell they did here. There's no way that was like that in time recently. There you go. Back to normal.
Okay, Hulk.
That's pretty good. So this thing, so far so good. The air up system, after we got those tires replaced, has been phenomenal so far. Holds every single one of these tires in the rear at 100 psi. Yeah, no complaints so far. So what happens is, if you haven't watched the video, it keeps all the tires at 100 psi, and then if there's a nail, if there's a leak, when you go back to your yard for the end of the day or whatever, and then you turn it on in the morning, there's a little light in the front that shows red. It's air up, but throughout the day, if it starts flashing red throughout the day, that means you have a leak. So it kind of notifies you and lets you know if there's a leak in the tires. So, and we've been to the landfill plenty of times. One of the biggest concerns was those hoses getting ripped off at the landfill. And that's pretty much all we do, is landfills and the big trucks. And zero issues. All right, so this one, we're taking back. So this one kind of gave me weird feelings because they have been calling for 2 days non-stop and asking us when we're going to pick up the dumpster. Can we pick up the dumpster? And so they have 2 dumpsters on site. I don't know if you guys saw it when we picked up this one, but they have a 40 yard and a 20 yard. They also had a concrete dumpster that actually a buddy of mine had booked. So it's almost like 2 different people or 2 different companies are at the same job site. So my buddy's done there. He did the concrete work. Well, these guys are doing the trash side of things. I almost feel like there's some concrete in here for it being 10 tons or 10.5 tons. There's Dana right there. So when you get red flags, when you get a gut feeling, I came over here, it's 10.5 tons. I told Alexis, I said, you might want to charge this. And she's like, oh my gosh, she's going to flip out, because the whole reason supposedly he was calling non-stop was so that he wouldn't be charged extra days. He was concerned about $10 a day. He's going to flip out for 10.5 tons. That's $750, $800 worth of dump fees. So I said, well, you might want to charge this before I dump it. And so she did, declines. And when she calls him, he says, we don't have the money right now, we're not going to pay. And basically hangs up on her. And so I said, okay, well, if that's going to be the game they're going to play, well, I'm going to just go dump it right back at their front door. If he hangs up on her the way he talked to her, I listened to the recording, and it's just not cool. So he wants to think he's got an upper hand. I still have his trash, and I have zero problems going there and dumping it right in front of his door, and then still filing for thefts of service. So Stand by to be continued. Hey, we weren't able to dump.
You could not dump?
Not because of me. This guy, I think we're getting scammed, so I'm taking it back to the facility. So I didn't dump anything.
Oh, they rejected it?
Yeah. Not you guys. My customer's not paying. So I gotta take it back.
Just in the nick of time, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So after he hangs up on Alexis, I call him directly. And I basically told him you have two choices. You can either pay now or I take this back. It is what it is. Like I've been, we've been scammed. We kind of know, and you kind of got to go with your gut feeling, man. This is something's kind of sketchy about this whole situation. The way he acted about, demanding that we pick up the dumpster immediately is over and over and over and over and over again. There's a reason for that. He's trying to get rid of it as soon as possible, and I'm not down with eating $800. Actually, right now it's going to be a dry run. So on top of that, we're taking the dry run because we're taking it back to him and charging him an extra 2 days. So it comes out to over $1,000. And so yeah, he either pays it or we're going to have another issue on our hands. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, each person kind of handles their business and does their business how they see fit. This one did not. I mean, when it bounces like that, you know shit's heavy. This one did not give me a good feeling at all to begin with, and my suspicions were confirmed when this guy had no money in his card, and then wants to wait to pay. So you wait to pay, we wait to dump. We're going to charge you as the dumpster sits here, as long as the dumpster sits here. I don't mind. Now, I'm about to check why the hell it weighs so heavy. I am willing to bet they have concrete in it that they're not supposed to put in a 40-yard, which is fine. It still keeps us under. It's only 10 tons for this truck. It's not too bad. But all I can see on top is that there's empty paint cans. All kinds of dirt over here. Sorry, but a regular construction debris does not weigh 10 tons. 10 and a half tons. Yep, that's why. Merry Christmas. Don't ever say I never gave you nothing. Man, what a day, dude. So it's been crazy. First and foremost, I don't think the chief was trying to get anything over on us, but I mean, we're not no big conglomerate. Like if he wanted to call Waste Management and pull that kind of stunt, or they wanted to call Waste Management and pull that kind of stunt, maybe Waste Management would have done something about it. I don't know, but we're a small company. We're locally owned. We're going to go over there. We're going to investigate. We're going to go in person and see what happened. And like I was telling Daniel, I don't know if I mentioned this on camera earlier, but if it was a new sidewalk, if it was something that we did damage, then you know what I'm saying, we would definitely have to eat it. We would definitely have to repair it ourselves or turn it over to the insurance. I would rather probably repair it than have insurance pay for it and then end up paying for it 5-10 times over again in additional premiums, right? Because they'll raise our prices and all kinds of stuff. So, but it wasn't. It was luckily that sidewalk's been there for 20 years, like the officer said, like the chief said. It's been cracked for probably 20 years. Not our problem. Mr. Mayor can shove it, and have a good one, Mr. Mayor. Hopefully you enjoy your retirement. As far as this other one over here, it is what it is. Again, I'm just not one to get taken advantage of. I also don't take lightly to anyone disrespecting my office staff, whether it's my daughter or anybody else. I'm the only one that can disrespect my kids and my people. No, I'm just kidding. Not even that. Like I don't talk to them that way. I'm not gonna let anybody else talk to them that way. So with that being said, they have a nice full 40-yard full of dirt. Found out it was full of dirt. I'm not sure if you guys saw that or not. In the front had plenty of dirt. So that's where all the tonnage comes from. And then they want to say, well, we didn't know, whatever. We didn't have the money. So we'll see if they pay. If not, it'll just sit there. And I'll collect it one way or the other. But anyways, it is what it is. This is, again, when it's your own business, you kind of run it how you see fit. Some of you guys may agree with how I handle things today. Some of you guys may not. And so we're all entitled to our opinion. Hopefully, it is what it is. So don't forget to like, subscribe, smash the notification bell. We out.